By the end of the animation, the learner will be able to recognize that learners with higher levels of prior knowledge are able to integrate information with their current schemata and have better self-regulation within a learner-controlled multimedia lesson than those with lower levels of prior knowledge. The learner will be able to recognize the need for instructional support, like orientation tools, within learner-controlled multimedia lessons to aid students, especially those with lower level prior knowledge, in navigating and then integrating the information into usable and meaningful instruction, as well as monitor their learning or self-regulation. The learner will also be able to recognize that there is a lack of evidence to support the learner control principle, although it is thought to afford an active, constructive processing of instruction to increase and sustain the motivation to learn, to enhance the acquisition of self-regulatory skills, and to enable learners to adapt instruction to their preferences and needs, likely because it engages learners in higher cognitive demands, which negates these possible effects. The learner control principle suggests that using hypermedia or multimedia allows learners to regulate the pace, sequence, and/or selection of information within the multimedia presentation and should aid in learning for those students which already have high levels of prior knowledge, as long as they are also provided with adequate instructional support. This is a sequencing example. A learner who already has prior knowledge in the domain can click on the part of the instruction they feel they were ready for instead of having to go in the preset order that was designed for the beginner learners. You just click on the one you want and the instruction opens. In linear instruction, which is more effective for novice learners, the learner controls may only offer start, stop, and continue. In this instruction, hyperlinks have been added to allow for more information nodes, which enables a learner to select the content they want to learn more about before moving on to the next part of the lesson. These are examples of tools that are used for learner-controlled pacing. The video bar allows you to go back, forward, pause, etc., and so do the buttons. Some instruction even offers learners to choose their own learning formats. Novice learners may need picture images, but high-level learners are more likely to want a graph, chart, or diagram representation of the information. According to the research, the learner control principle should allow a learner to actively construct and process the instruction, which should also help increase their knowledge and sustain their motivation to learn. It should enable a learner to guide themselves and allow them to adjust the instruction to the learner's need. The first, global coherence, is harder to achieve with learner control than in system-controlled environments because of the multiple entry points in which the learner can access the materials. Novice learners should have less options since you have to connect the dots from one piece of learning to get a better understanding for the next piece. The second condition involves instructional support, as learner control can be demanding for learners, but this support should be scaffolded. Two groups of support measures are known: learner orientation and self-regulated learning. To help with learner orientation, we should provide the student with additional support tools which will assist the learner to navigate which way to go next. Learners with low level of self-regulation skills do more poorly than those with more advanced skills in these learning environments. Adaptive scaffolds offer guides and strategies that support a deeper understanding that is unable to happen if left on their own to figure it out. In conclusion, while learner-controlled instruction should promote deeper learning, especially for those with higher prior knowledge, research has shown to be inconsistent in these findings and benefits are still elusive.